Alright, welcome back to Let's Play Hearts of Iron 3. We have a very important event coming up, so I wanted to get a lot of off-screen stuff out of the way. I have reorganized my armies, my Africa army down. I've also reassigned all my leaders, and apparently I have Mao Zedong, so I stuck him in Africa. I've reassigned all my leaders and stuff. One of the things you never want to do is to do that if you don't have that many leaders, if you just want to have any leader in place. So I kind of regret doing that. It took a long time to do that, and then I had to re-record stuff because an event didn't work right. So I'm going to monitor that. That is bothering me. So, as I said before, I was going to reassign all the units, and I have, if I open this, 3 separate commands. We have the African Army Zoroastrian Central Command, which is actually a level 6 unit. These are both level 4s. The Burma Garrison just has the garrisons and stuff from over here. As a matter of fact, I want to change the orders here. The Africa Army has the units from the Pacific that I moved over there, and I want to change these guys' orders as well. And move you back to here. You're already moving there. So we have several different units inside of this. We have green, blue, gold, and black. Black is just a placeholder. There's nothing in it. Green is entirely full of units. It's mostly infantry units, and we're going to want to move those fairly soon to get ready for the war, which is going to happen probably at the beginning of 1938 for Greece. Blue Army is most of the units I've built, and there's a few placeholders here and there, but it's got all the tanks and the majority of the units I built, as I say. This is slightly better commanders because I assigned all the commanders to Green Army first to make sure I had enough. And I actually do have enough, so I can go back and reassign this. You can actually just click this and it'll tell you how much you need. I want to put this at 1.7 or something like that. That's fine. So now I can get an extra research done. I also wanted to go back through and re-enable a few of these things that I have the ability to research now. I want mountain, desert, let's unlock marine infantry. Now these will happen as things go on. Actually wanted to have rares on here too. Combat medicine, first aid, and these will just go as they do. I could also do this, which should be at the top of the list, and also education, because that makes me research faster. We'll go ahead and unlock these two. It's 27 research projects. They'll finish eventually. It doesn't really matter at this point when they finish. There is a guy I wanted to replace. I think it's the combat movement speed guy here. And let's see. So yeah, I just had the simple blue army, blue 1, blue 1A, and then I renamed all of the units to blue infantry, green infantry, whatever. The tank units, the armor units are called Immortals, and the other tank units are called cavalry, even if they don't have cavalry in them. A lot of them do, though. So, I reorganized my units here so that I could take this fairly easily. I'm just going to defend in the mountains and jungles over here, and if things happen, then I'm kind of screwed on that front anyway. And then I'm going to move my units here into northern Zoro Pope lands. And I'm going to move the green up here, the blue down here. And then I'm going to hang back as much as I can to try to defend against it. Now, when the war with Greece happens, there's several things that can trigger, so I'm going to have to be careful, and I'll probably want to end the session before the war actually starts, so that I can get everything where I want it. Oh, I also wanted to turn off my espionage, because it's basically useless right now, with a bajillion free spies. Okay. And since I have enough officers that I have generals in all of my combat units, I'm okay with that. If it's still rising, that's good. We still need a proper ratio of 68,000, but I don't think we're ever going to get to that point without spending an enormous amount on it. We have about, yeah, half as much as we need. You know what? Let's go ahead and turn that up. Let's turn this up to... We were at 11 before. Let's turn it up to that. Okay, so let's get started. Now I want to run this a little bit more slowly so that I can have my units deployed over here and stuff. Actually, let's just wait until they're in place. Okay. How's Burma doing? They're almost there. They're going to get there before they go. So, what we want to do here is we want to get rid of the HQs here. And then we want to... actually, we want to... Let's do this the more intelligent way. So Burma Garrison, here, supporting all of its units. Then we have Burma A, which has those units. Put you here. And Burma 1 here. Burma 2 here. Burma 3 here. Burma 4 here. We'll leave 5 here. Okay, Burma B can move to here. And then we can have 6 go to here. 7 go to here. 8 go to here. 9 go to here. 10 go to here. And then we have Burma C, which only has 2 units in it. And one of them will move here. And that should be fine. It should be 2 in each province, and then this little province here I can't really defend, so I'm not worried about it. Alright. It's taking longer than I expected. Okay, I can deploy some bombers. We'll just put them in there. I think Bomber Wing 2 is my strategic bombers. Oh, looks like I can build some stuff. So, I wanted to build a different type of unit here. Let's modify this. Let's take the armored car out and put the engineer in. You can see it's much cheaper if we do that. Let's just build lots of them. And just have that be what occupies the bottom of our list there for a while. We have such a glut of manpower that it's more efficient to build lots of cheap units than expensive units. That's for something like USA, which has more IC than it does manpower. We're probably going to end up moving some of these units back down there, but that's okay. Okay, so I'm going to keep the HQ here. I'm doing this the stupid way again. I discovered this, how useful this was when I was doing my redeployments and stuff. So, okay, we want Africa A, probably here. And then you go here. Africa B can stay placed there. That, like that. Then Africa C, I guess we will move up to here. With this unit. And they'll kind of hang out up there. Alright, while that's happening, our fleet got back. So one of the things I need to do here is I need to get my units in place because the war's going to happen in early 1939. So strategically redeploy those guys there. Strategically redeploy these guys here. And then we'll assign them stuff when we're in place. Black Command is basically just a placeholder, as I say, so I'm just going to put this right here. This is gold. Gold Command can go down. You know what? I might want to move it. What's a better province for infrastructure? This one. So we'll definitely move down here. And then stuff's falling on my desk. Mobile warfare. Yeah, we're moving dudes, so of course everything's in low supply. Okay. There'll probably only be one episode in this session, just because I think I need to make sure that this event works properly. Now, somebody said I should take over South Asia. I think I'm pretty much South Asia, like, Indonesia's my puppet, and the only other thing in South Asia is France's stuff. We're friends with France. Ooh, it looks like Japan is taking over the Philippines. Interesting. Oh, there's an event, the Treaty of Munich. Not really relevant to our game, but it does make them annex Czechoslovakia and cause a bunch of threat to people. What do we have? Light tank engine. That's good, because that means we're ramping up to getting self-propelled artillery, which we need. Burma's getting reorganized. Light tank gun. Now, one of the things I'm worried about is the United Kingdom joined the Entente, and the United Kingdom will often declare war on people if they're super aggressive towards people they like. I don't know what they feel about France, or not, Greece. Okay, so the way you want to deploy them is basically the way I did it over here, having them close together. So, like this is supporting its HQ units. And then this is supporting its garrison units, like that. See how it's one province away, it's got a blue line, like that. And then the garrison command is supporting all of these. So you basically want to keep these lines not red. Because if they're red, probably some of these are red down here. Yeah, see, this is not supported because it's too far away from this. which is odd because it's only one province away, but the distances are actually absolute, not necessarily border distances. We can see here that the level 6 command has a really long range, so it doesn't really matter that much. You can stay over there, and I can move him to Istanbul or something when things happen. So, as I say, we want to assign things in such a way that we can do things efficiently. So let's go ahead and move you here. Let's go ahead and open up the order battle here. So first things first, let's get blue 1. Okay, we want blue 1 up here. So we want it to deal with these 5 provinces. So we'll move it to Lam. Actually, no. We want to move it to here. Because the way we're going to do it is we're going to move these guys like this. To kind of carpet things a little bit. Like here. And then blue 2, we want to cover this down here. Now, I don't think E has anything in it. And D is short a little bit of units. We'll actually move them here. Okay, so that's blue. Fairly certain blue. Yeah, blue 3 is just all placeholders and stuff, so. I can actually take blue. I'll move it after when it's done. Okay, well, one of the things I should do here is I should go ahead and take these units and assign them where their HQ unit is. So they're going to fit in, so I want you to go there. And the way I like to do this is just to have, because you're only supposed to have 3 units per thing. So you're going there. It's just to have 3 units in one and 2 in another next to it. If you can afford it, having it behind the unit, but in this case we want to spread it out along the front. If you want to see us moving there. I don't like how it snaps back. What are you going to do? We might have to move some of these around to get a better broad range of things. Blue 1D is moving there. But you instead move here. You can see here this is our cavalry units. By that I mean tanks. Things with complicated names, it makes me forget which name it was. Okay, 1E. Instead move here. Okay. Alright, so blue 2 is moving there. Blue 2A. Just move to here. Now, our allied units actually count for the penalty for defending and attacking. I don't know if I explained that. You get a penalty for having too many units in a province when you attack or defend. So, I believe it's 3. It's like 20-some thousand units or something like that that you have to work with. We're going to have a lot more than that when it comes to once we mobilize. So this is actually going to be a problem. We'll put you up here. Even though that's not necessarily what we want. Because I've forgotten that we have too many dudes down there and not enough up here. But some of my units from the north are going to be moving down to here, so that's okay. Blue 2D, I'll have the same thing. As a matter of fact, you just go here. Okay. And because of the way this is going to work, let's just redeploy these guys back to here. So they're not in the way. I wish it didn't snap like that. There might be a way to change it, but I don't know what it is. Right. I just want to get this done as quick as possible so it doesn't take, like... It took a long time to do this in the Celtic Empire game, so I want to have it done before the war actually starts, so I'm thinking strategically before I'm thinking logistically. If that makes any sense. And I want to put these here so that so I can deploy units to them. You can't deploy units to places in non-contiguous lands or in places that are not owned by you. So, for example, in the Celtic Empire game, I couldn't deploy troops in Europe because my capital was in Africa. My capital is in Asia now. I don't think that matters. I think we're still going to have to deploy things, at the very least, in Asia and ship them over, which is basically the same problem. But we're on the eastern side of Europe instead of the western side of Europe, so it's a little bit easier. And we got through it, so I guess that's fine. I'm so glad somebody reminded me how to do this, because I would probably not have figured that out on my own, because I'm stupid. Okay, so up here, this is probably more important, because this is going to be up near our border with them, with Germany. Now, if things go the worst they possibly can, and the Entente declares war on us when we declare war on Greece, we're going to be badly out of position for that, because assuming France has troops stationed in Africa, which they do, they've got basically free reign on this over here. If they have troops over here, which they do, they're going to have a straight shot into there. It's going to be a huge problem.